Have you ever wondered how your daily bread comes into being in giant factories? Well, let's take a peek into the fascinating world of industrial bread production. Just like baking at home, the process starts with a recipe, but here's the catch. It's on an incredibly larger scale. Imagine a kitchen where the mixing bowls are more akin to swimming pools and the ovens could fit an elephant. It's a place where the term baking a few loaves takes on a whole new meaning. Now, what goes into these giant-sized recipes? The key ingredients remain the same as your home-baked goods: flour, yeast, water, and salt. Flour provides the structure, yeast gives the rise, water brings it all together, and salt adds that essential flavor. So the first step towards mass-producing bread is having the right recipe and ingredients. Now let's move on to the actual baking process. Now that we have our recipe, the next step is to combine these ingredients and let the magic happen. This stage is all about mixing and fermentation. In the vast world of bread-making factories, industrial mixers play a crucial role. They blend all our ingredients into a smooth dough, ensuring each element is evenly distributed. But the real magic lies in fermentation. Here, yeast, our tiny baking wizards, start feasting on the sugars present in the flour. This festive banquet results in the production of carbon dioxide. Now you might wonder, why is that important? Well, this gas is what makes our dough rise, giving our bread that light, airy texture we all love so much. So, we let this dough sit undisturbed, allowing the yeast to do its work. It's a bit like a dough siesta, if you will. After a few hours, the dough has risen and is ready for the next step: shaping. Once the dough has risen, it's time to shape it and get it ready for baking. Now the dough will meet its next companion on this journey, a machine called a divider. This contraption, true to its name, divides the dough into equal portions, each destined to become a loaf of bread. But before they can be loaves, they need to be shaped. Enter the rounder, a machine that takes each piece of dough and shapes it into a perfect sphere. This isn't just about aesthetics. This round shape ensures an even rise during the baking process, which is key to achieving that soft, airy crumb we all love in a good loaf of bread. Now let's move on to the grand finale of our bread-making opera, the baking. The loaves are transferred to a conveyor belt that leads them into the heart of a massive industrial oven. Precision is crucial here. The temperature within the oven must be controlled to the degree, and the baking time calculated down to the second. This ensures that every loaf exits the oven with a golden crust and a perfectly cooked interior. The dance of heat and timing is a delicate one. Too much or too little of either could spell disaster for our loaves. But when done right, it produces a symphony of flavors and textures that is nothing short of magical. After about 20 minutes in the oven, our loaves are baked to perfection, but we're not done yet. The final steps in the process are perhaps the most crucial: cooling and packaging. You might be surprised to learn that the loaves must be given ample time to cool before they can proceed to the next stage. This is because if you slice a hot loaf, the steam inside can make the bread gummy. So, it's vital to allow the bread to cool, which also helps it complete its final stage of cooking. Once the bread has cooled, it's time for slicing. Industrial slicers can handle multiple loaves at once, ensuring that each slice is uniform, perfect for a sandwich or toast. But the journey doesn't end there. Now, we move on to packaging. Packaging is much more than just a means to get the bread to the store. It's a carefully designed system to preserve the bread's freshness, to protect it from contamination, and to extend its shelf life. Factories use a variety of packaging materials from plastic to paper, each selected for its specific properties. But it's not just about protection. Packaging is also an important part of the brand. It's a billboard that communicates the bread's qualities, ingredients, and the story of the brand. And there you have it. From a simple recipe to a loaf of bread ready for your breakfast table. It's a fascinating process, isn't it?